And we are live. All right. It's the Live Drive Jive Archive Evening Edition. Greetings, good afternoon, good evening, greetings, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be, whenever you may be. This is the Live Drive Jive Archive with your host, Frank Monday. All right, y'all good-looking, sexy people out in Happy Land. I hope you are doing well today. We have got beautiful Arctic blasts blowing in, gale force winds, super cold outside. It's like 0 degrees. I thought I'd chime in for a little Live Drive Jive Archive since it's Tuesday afternoon and it's 1:00 p.m. here in the capital, Central Kingdom of the Celestial Dragon. Having a little afternoon tea and headed home after my my half day at work. What else is going on? Not a lot. About to have myself a stogie. You can join me if you're prone to doing that kind of thing. If not, I will not blow it in your direction, so don't worry about that. Your lungs are safe out there in Happy Land. What's going on these days? Nothing, just working on my magic, working on secret things. Got some Batman shit going on. Yeah, shit I can't tell you about, but until they come to fruition, you guys know how it goes. It's to know, to dare, and to be silent. According to the secret knowledge, if you tell people about what you got going on, if you tell them about what you're up to, then there's greater chance for it to be upended. I think part of that, wow, that dude just didn't even care, man. In the straight lane and then pulling his happy ass into the left-hand turning lane. I think part of that is because of the naysayers and any type of potential negative energy they might throw in your direction at your plans. They might say, oh, that sounds difficult. Are you sure you want to do that? You know how it goes. They hem and they haw, and then before you know it, your whole fucking plan is shot to shit. So that's the prohibition to keep it secret. Keep it on the down low. Don't let them know what you're up to. So good looking things, good looking trees and such out here in the city. You know what we need? That's right, we need some yos. Yo, come on, let's get some yos out in Happy Land. Get a little lead in your pencil. Keep your nose to the grindstone, like old Rocky. Keep working at it. Finally knocked out a couple of midterm tests for the students in the advanced placement language and composition program. Wrote up a 4-page one for them, and then the British Columbian kids, I wrote up a 2-page midterm for them. It's funny, for my midterms, I'll take like the day before their midterms, before they're supposed to take their midterm test, and I'll spend the entire class telling them exactly what's on it and how to do it and how to get the grade, right? How to pass the test. I'll tell them all the questions and what they need to do, like how they need to answer the questions and so on and so forth. And then it never fails. 90% of them will have no fucking idea what's going to be on the midterm. And they'll ask me, what's going to be on the midterm? It's like, if you would have looked up from your laptop and looked at the board or looked at the PPT or anything, or the flyer I sent you, it spells it out word for word. And they're like, oh, well, I didn't understand your English, or I didn't understand you in class, or I can't read it. And it's like, that's why I went through the entire thing, sentence by sentence, question by question, word by word, and translated it into your native language, right? For example, if the instructions say, write a paragraph about a comparison of school uniforms, pros and cons of a school uniform as opposed to your street clothes, right? So I say, 在这部分写一段文章，是对比或者比较校服和你日常穿的衣服就可以了。And they'll look at me like, what the fuck? And it's like, bro, I mean, sure, you could get a better translation, but that's absolutely 100% clear. Why are you fucking still puzzled? And it's like, well, because I'm playing a video game or watching basketball or jerking off to porn on my laptop. And then, so I'll do that, and then one guy gets it, right? And like one guy will get it, say 1 out of 20 will get it. And then a few minutes later, I'll be moving on to something else. And another guy will look up and say, well, what's this mean? And I'm like, bro, I just described it. I just translated it. I just explained it. And that guy got it. So ask that guy. And then I'll listen very carefully to what that guy says, and he'll say the wrong thing. And I'm like, bro, I know your Chinese is native, right? But here's what I told you. Use this exact Chinese in telling him. But he won't do that. He'll obfuscate the entire thing. And it baffles me. It happens every time. I just had a student message me right before I left and said, teacher, I want to do well on the test. Can you explain to me what will be required? And I'm like, oh my God. Our last class session, I know this girl, she's the only one that even pays attention in class. And like the other ones, I got like, in the advanced placement writing class, I got like 10 kids. Half of them don't show up. Of the half that do show up, 4 out of 5 just look at their laptop or iPad and never even talk to me, never nod their heads. And then 1 will pay attention 20% of the time. So I rely on that 1 person that pays attention 20% of the time to convey the assignments and homework to the rest of the class, and then none of them do it. So what are you gonna do? It's a private school. They're all elite kids. It's an academy. Their parents pick them up, you know, their parents send the driver to pick them up in a Mercedes-Benz or a Rolls-Royce or something like that. So they don't give a fuck. Their position in life is already assured. Chances are they're never gonna have to do anything in life, you know, except for hang out and smoke crack with Hunter Biden. So what the fuck do they care about paying attention in class for? Totally forgot to light my stogie. Yeah, so I thought I'd rant a little bit about it, because like it happened like 5 times in this one 2-hour class. I mean, it's 40 minutes each session with a 10-minute break in between. But it's like every 3 or 4 minutes, not even that, every minute, every 2 minutes, we'll say, one idiot that's looking at his laptop, not paying attention, would say, nah, yeah, would ask what I just explained with zero understanding, zero. Here's the thing, if you don't understand the question and you're interacting and you're paying attention, fantastic. I love interacting with you and help building on those ideas. But if you're just not, if you're asking because you're not paying attention, like I'll say something in English, then I'll say it in Chinese, then I'll say it in English again, and then I'll ask them, Do you understand? They'll say, yes. I'll say, then explain it to me. And they'll have 0. And I'll say that don't say yes. Don't say you understand unless you really understand. Because I want you to understand. And as a result, I want to roll up my sleeves and get in there and figure out why you don't understand and what's your foundation. We did all the assessment tests and shit, and I mean, I don't know how these kids get into advanced placement. I think they just randomly throw them in there and be like, okay, this guy's top of the class. I'm just gonna throw them in a, you know, advanced placement, language composition, creative writing. They can't even read the book. That's all right. And I tell them, I say, that's all right. These tests are just showing you what your level of, you know, what your level of composition is. It doesn't matter if you do a really good job or a really bad job, as long as you understand the structures and can add to it and build on it. For example, you could do an eloquent dissertation on a 19th century novel about society and change within, you know, from like the Victorian era to the American Protestants, and like how people's social norms are changing. Or you could write a composition on why dogs make great pets, right? Dogs make great pets. You need a central theme, and then you need some supporting evidence. Anecdotal. I had a dog named Fido. He was a great pet. He'd wag his tail and fetch a ball, and if some fucking asshat came to the door in the middle of the night and was trying to jimmy at the lock, he'd bark his little fucking head off, right? Provides perfect companionship and a certain level of household security. From the above examples, you can see that it's true that dogs make great pets. I mean, super easy like that. That shows me that you understand the basic structure of composition. And then elaborate on it further as your skills increase, as your lexicon increases. I know they know this shit, but they play dumb. Like, I give them a vocabulary list of 10 items at the beginning of the semester. Literary terms, terminology for basic stuff, plot, setting, characterization, theme, mood, tone, all that happy horse shit. And then I give them a matchup quiz and say, okay, this is going to be the first segment of your test. And all you need to do is match these terms to their definitions. One guy looks up at me and he's like, I got 2 out of 10. I can't figure the rest out. And I'm like, no, it's not about you can't figure the rest out. It's that you won't. It's about willingness. Are you willing to set your basketball game aside, you know? Ask him the fucking score on the San Francisco Warriors versus the, I don't know, San Antonio Hawks or whatever in the third quarter, and he'll know exactly who scored what and how many points there were. Because that shit matters to him, you know? And I'll tell you why it bothers me sometimes. And it doesn't always bother me. But I feel like they should care. And I feel like as a teacher, as an educator, I got to try to find a way to make them care. Like, I was talking about essays with a couple of young guys the other day, and I'm like, well, what do you like to write about? What do you like to do? Basketball. Yeah, that's hard. There's a lot of terminology, a lot of language. Okay, I said, what, you know, girls, you like girls, right? Write about a girl. Write about girls. Write about why you like girls. He's like, I just want to jerk off to the girls. And it's like, bro, Yeah, but you can't say that. I said, try to think of school appropriate language. You know? I said, give me 3 reasons why it would be beneficial to have a girlfriend in the 11th grade or 12th grade or whatever at school. And also give me 3 reasons why it might interfere with your studies. I said, when you can figure that shit out, you got an award-winning essay. But even with a fire firmly lit under their ass, you know what? The only thing that motivates them is 30 minutes before test day. That's when the fire lights up and they've got a lot of enthusiasm and inspiration on trying to figure it out. And that 20 to 30 minutes of fire is about the only time students apply themselves to learning the shit you're trying to teach them in school. The other 180 days out of the year, 99% of the time, every single day, the only thing those students are trying to do is avoid make eye contact with you, avoid engaging with you, and avoid learning. And I swear to God, that's 90% of them. I don't know, maybe it's just this school, but I've been a teacher 20 years, and it kind of seems like it's all of them everywhere, always. How can I avoid doing any schoolwork and yet still try to maintain the highest grade possible? Seems pretty fucking genius to me, I guess. But what do I know? Was I like that in school? Is that the fucking amount of effort I put forward? I don't think so. I think I was daily trying to figure that shit out. Maybe I was just dumb. Doesn't seem like it though. I wanted to read, you know. This year I have seen one kid who enjoys novels and drawing and taking notes. I got one kid out of 6 classes, each one with approximately 20 students. There's one kid who's got it, that I can see a little bit of myself in. Keeps a journal, highlights in his books, doodles all the fucking time, tries to compose sentences that mean something. I think he's figured it out. All right, we have gone long in the tooth on this one, so let's finish off with some yo's. Yo, come on, get them up there, get them up, get them out there. Pack them up, pack them in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's a sin. Keep your nose to the grindstone. Y'all good looking, sexy people out in Happy Land. Ain't nothing like still having a little lead in your pencil. I'll see y'all good looking, sexy people in the abodes of the future. As above, so below. And it says in broadcast, but you know better. We ramble on and on into the future.